Hello and welcome. Today we are taking a deep dive into the darker, more interesting corners of the dictionary. We're going to be exploring the powerful and, let's be honest, fun vocabulary of villainy and vice. Let's just jump right in.
Right? It's a great question, because one of those words you hear all the time, the other one, it has a little more bite, a little more sharpness to it. Knowing that difference is like having a verbal superpower, and that's exactly the kind of nuance we're going to unpack today.
So yeah, our theme is wicked words. We are going to build your arsenal with 20 advanced words that cover everything from sabotage and persecution all the way to betrayal. I guarantee by the end of this, your ability to describe bad behavior is going to be incredibly precise. So here's our roadmap. We've broken these words into 4 main categories to make them easy to remember. We'll start with words for arrogance, then move into conflict. Then we'll cover some serious crimes, and we'll wrap up with personal weaknesses and excess. Okay, first up, the arrogant attitude. This section is all about those words you need when you're talking about people who think just a little too highly of themselves. You know the type.
So what's the deal with these two? Think of it like this. Someone who is haughty is showing their arrogance. It's in their actions, that condescending tone of voice, the dismissive wave of their hand. Hubris, on the other hand, is the flaw itself. It's that core of excessive pride that, let's be real, almost always leads to a downfall. So a haughty person is just dripping with hubris.
Okay, this is a fun one because they are so close. Being impertinent is all about crossing a line. You know, like asking your boss an intensely personal question. It's rude. But impudent, oh, that's a whole other level. It's bolder, it's defiant. It's like mocking that same boss right to their face. See the difference? It's disrespect with some serious swagger.
All right, pop quiz. Picture someone, maybe a rebellious artist or a scientist who just loves to tear down the old rules and challenge every cherished belief. What do we call that person?
They are an iconoclast. And the word itself is so cool. It literally means image breaker. It's the perfect label for anyone who rails against the status quo, whether it's in art, politics, or just about anything else. They're not just different, they are actively attacking the old ways.
All right, we've covered the ego. And where does that kind of attitude often lead? Well, that brings us right into our second category, conflict and betrayal. These are the words that really get to the core of hostility, division, and what happens when trust is broken.
Now, enmity is way more than just a simple dislike. We're talking about a deep, mutual hatred. Think sworn enemies, like superheroes and their arch-villains. Now, something that's inimical is less personal. It's just harmful or obstructive. So you could say a bad policy is inimical to progress, but the policy doesn't personally hate progress, right?
Oh, these two trip people up all the time. They sound almost identical, but here's the easy way to remember them. Factious has the word faction right in it. It's about something that causes groups to split and fight internally. Fractious, on the other hand, just means irritable, grumpy, quarrelsome. So a factious committee is divided, but a fractious toddler is just having a bad day.
And speaking of division, this quote just hits you, doesn't it? It perfectly captures our next word. To forsake someone, that means to completely abandon them, especially when they're counting on you. It's not just leaving, it's a profound betrayal of loyalty.
Okay, things are about to get a lot darker. We're now descending into our third circle, crimes and misdeeds. This is the vocabulary for stuff that isn't just bad, but is often immoral, illegal, and just plain awful.
So, you want to know the recipe for becoming a legendary villain? It's basically a 3-step process. First, you have to commit a heinous act, something just utterly hatefully wicked. Step 2, you do it in a flagrant way. That means it's shockingly obvious, out in the open with zero attempt to hide it. And the result? You achieve lasting infamy, becoming famous for all the worst reasons.
So what if that heinous act was this? $5,432.10. That, my friends, is the exact amount stolen from the office pizza fund. The specific word for stealing money that's been entrusted to you is to embezzle. And yes, embezzling the pizza money is a truly unforgivable crime.
You know, some things aren't necessarily illegal, but they are just awful. Absolutely awful. That is where the word execrable comes in. It means utterly detestable. Think of the truly execrable habit of leaving an empty toilet paper roll for the next person. It's not a felony, but it feels like it should be.
All right, for our final section, let's turn the focus inward. We're talking about weakness and excess. These are the words for all those personal flaws and failings, from a lack of energy and skill to, yes, a little too much indulgence.
Have you ever been in a meeting so long and so boring that you could feel your soul slowly leaving your body? That feeling is being enervated. And be careful with this one. It sounds like energize, but it's the total opposite. It means to be completely drained of all your energy and vitality.
Okay, let's nail down the difference between two common failings. An indolent person is just plain lazy. They have the skill, they have the ability, they just don't have the will to do it. An inept person, though, is another story. They might be trying their absolute hardest, but they just lack the skill. They're clumsy, they're incompetent. One's a choice, the other is a lack of ability.
And for our last pair, let's go to the dinner table. We've all heard of gluttony, right? It's one of the 7 deadly sins. It's just straight up overconsumption, a negative vice. But a gourmand, that's a bit different. A gourmand is someone who genuinely loves and appreciates fine food, and, okay, maybe eats a little too much of it sometimes. Gluttony is always bad, but calling someone a gourmand can actually be a compliment.
And there you have it. Look at what we've just covered. You've got a brand new arsenal of wicked words, all sorted into these 4 key areas: pride, conflict, crime, and weakness. You are now equipped to describe the full spectrum of bad behavior with stunning accuracy.
But you might be wondering, why learn all these, well, kind of negative words? It all boils down to one simple, powerful idea: precision. It's about moving past simple words like bad or mean and using language that has real impact, real clarity. It's about describing the world as it actually is in all its messy detail.
So, I'll leave you with this thought. You have the tools now. This vocabulary is in your toolkit. The question is, how are you going to use it? How will you listen and observe and describe the world around you with a new, sharper level of insight? The power of precision is all yours.